Today I'm going to share 5 steps to help you in moving across the country on your own. In 2014, I moved from Northern Virginia to San Diego on my own without a job and a permanent place to live. So I figured I'd share that with you just to provide a perspective on life that may change your life and provide and shed light to what's possible for you. So step number 1 to moving across the country on your own without a job and a place to live permanently, that is to believe. Believe that it's possible for you. Believe without a doubt that you could make it work. And believe no matter what other people tell you about you doing this great adventure, that you are going to make it work no matter what, and that you're so determined. You have to believe in your heart fully. If there's room for doubt, then there's room for mistakes. So when I was determined to move to San Diego, I had this weird belief that it was all going to work out. I was so determined no matter what anyone said, because I had people telling me the job market's horrible, that it's so expensive. How are you going to move out there? There's just so many worried naysayers in a way that I had to kind of put that all to the wayside and know and trust my own intuition that this was the right path for me. And for me, it really was like a fresh start in a way. I was running to something, not from something. So that's also important to note too, that it wasn't about getting away from my past, but it was really about what am I running to, this grand new adventure, this fresh start, this fresh atmosphere and environment that's a lot more sunny. I don't know, there's a lot of possibility that came with it. So it wasn't about anything that scared me away from Virginia. I love my family and they're still there, and I love to go visit and see everyone. But I also knew that the cost of living in Virginia and Northern Virginia was about the same as San Diego. And if I was going to live on my own in Virginia, then I could probably afford San Diego. So I needed to find a way to make that work, and I might as well do it in a city that I want to be in. I can always fly back to see my family whenever I want. Step 1 was believe. Believe in yourself, believe in your gut, and believe that's where you're meant to be. Because that determination will get you this happiness and success that you want on the other side. So step 2 is a big one, logistics. It is important to create the steps to get to the location you want to move to. So planning the one-way ticket or the drive across the country, having a place to stay once you have that plan figured out, setting that date, that official date you're moving. I had a friend I was staying with for that first month in San Diego without having to pay her rent. I was walking her dogs and making sure I cleaned after myself and just little things like that. But just having that first place to stay and figuring out how I was going to get to San Diego. Other logistics I had to set forth in motion is because I was flying, I was going to ship my car. So I shipped my car a week before my flight. I did that with the help of a friend who had a military discount and had shipped a car previously. So he was able to set that up for me, and I paid half in the beginning and half once the car arrived. And luckily, we both arrived on the same day. I ran into my car as I arrived to San Diego, and the car was later dropped off at my friend's place. So it was a really cool experience, one of those moments of okay, we made it. Setting up those logistics are a big deal. Another thing is figuring out what you need to pack. Not bringing any furniture, so it was literally my comforter, my sheets, my hamper, which I actually packed in the car and had that shipped across the country. And then I just packed all my clothes and shoes and accessories and all that stuff in 2 large suitcases, a carry-on, and a backpack, I think. I think that was about all I took. So once I got to San Diego, my friend picked me up, my car arrived, all those logistics were set up in advance, and I gave myself a month to stay with my friend, so I could look for a job and look for a place to live. So 1 month. The third step is figuring out your finances. You need to make sure you have a little bit of a buffer, especially if you don't have a job lined up ahead of time. If you do have a job lined up, then great, you have a little bit more security than I did, on the risk to travel across the country. But for me, I really needed to sort out some type of, bulk amount that could sustain me, until I found a job. So, one way to do this, my friend who helped me ship my car, also had a little bit more knowledge on, refinancing, your car. So he showed me that I could go to a credit union, apply to a, refinancing car loan, and so that allowed me to lower my car payment, with a lower interest rate. And then the loan amount was actually more than what I owed. So it put about another $5,000 in my bank account. Again, not real money. It was just money that I'd have to eventually pay back because it was a car loan. But that's okay. It was enough to just kind of give me that buffer that I needed to make sure like I could put gas in my car, I could buy groceries, I could just have a little freedom once I got to San Diego. So that was really, really helpful. And yeah, okay, I owe a little bit more financially in the long run, but I'll tell you a little bit later how that all ended up working out really well in the end. So that, yeah, second step is just logistics. Third step is finances. So getting yourself all set up financially. However you plan to do that, just make sure you have enough to live on for a little while, and then cross your fingers you find that job. The fourth step is just the arrival. So the big day is the moving day. Once you have that one-way ticket and you have someone drop you off, it's sentimental, it's bittersweet. It's like, I'm sad to go, but happy to leave, or happy to arrive, really. So that arrival was so exciting and scary at the same time. When we do things that are uncomfortable and just out of our comfort zone, there's a lot of growth on the other side of that, but it's just taking that leap and going for it. And I truly believe if you feel like you're stuck in your life, or you feel like something's not right and you need a change, I'm not telling you that you have to move across the country by yourself to experience that, but whatever you're experiencing now and it doesn't feel right in your body, trust that and know that you can create change and adventure and a whole nother journey if you choose to go that route. I mean, it can look so many different ways. It doesn't have to be a big move, but it can be a change in your routine. It could be just a vacation that you need, or some self-care that you need, whatever it looks like for you. Anyways, moving back to the process. So the arrival was a big one, getting situated, and then number 5, the fifth step and final step, is really just a plan going forward. So once you arrive, that's just the beginning, right? So there's all these steps just getting there, but once you're there, there's got to be a good plan in place for you to have the focus to then create the life that you want in that new city. So my plan going forward, just to share with you my tactics, was to spend every morning applying to jobs or interviewing with jobs, just to make sure I continue that every day. So I wanted to make sure I applied to 1 to 5 jobs a day, or I was interviewing every morning as well. So, however that looked like, I was either applying or interviewing. So that really set me up on a good path. And then after the morning hours, leading into the afternoon, I would allow myself to take a break from the job process and explore the city, really enjoy myself taking in San Diego. I would go to Old Town, the Embarcadero area, down to Seaport Village, just downtown area. I would go to La Jolla, treat myself to a glass of wine and clam chowder, go to the zoo, go to Coronado and see the Hotel Del. Another little thing I love about San Diego is the Old Town Trolley Tour, which they have those in a lot of different cities, but it's really fun because, yes, very touristy, but I love it because they give you tons of history on the city and they do it in a fun way. Plus, if you enjoy a drink from time to time, it's kind of like a cool way to like stop at different places and like bar hop if you like doing that, or even just like tasting different things in places. So like a restaurant in Coronado, or a restaurant in Old Town, or a restaurant downtown. So that plan going forward really was supportive in my mental health in terms of like knowing I got to play a little bit, but also work towards progressing in whatever my career was going to look like going forward. About 3 weeks in, I also was on like Craigslist or just looking at different ways to like find a permanent place to live. So I did find a condo where it was a roommate situation, but they had an extra room with a bed and like a desk and a closet and a washer and dryer. So it was just like a very simple place that I could, bring my comforter, my sheets, put my clothes, and it was a month-to-month situation, so I could really like get a feel for it real quick, I paid for the next month, so I was able to get out of my friend's place, free up their space, and really grateful for them to do that and know that, okay, I set myself up with a new place. And then within that month, I got a new job. So I don't know, everything worked out so perfectly. And I think it goes back to that first step in believing. I really believed it was going to, so I think therefore it did. And so I said, I'm gonna get a job in a month, and I landed April 5th, and my first day at my job was May 5th. So creepy little coincidences, which I don't believe in. I believe it was meant to work out. And after that, it was also meeting people, reaching out to people on Facebook. Hey, do you know anyone in San Diego? Or just like some people that I may have worked with for a brief amount of time that, hey, like come to my birthday bonfire, and I'd meet friends and people through that way. And or just people that have actually moved from Northern Virginia to San Diego, and I ended up having this like little group of friends that were all like mostly from Northern Virginia, which is kind of cool. And so being a transplant in San Diego is a pretty common thing, but you always kind of gravitate towards people who came from the same area as you, which is pretty funny. So yeah, making the friends going forward really set me up to have a life here that really felt like home. After the first year, that's when I started calling San Diego home, being able to visit Virginia and be like, okay, I'm going home now. So that was like a really, really cool, like, awakening experience when I was like, whoa, like San Diego's home, cool. It just came out of my mouth. So I made some great friends, and through those friends I met my husband, and now we're married with a 1-year-old, and I couldn't be more grateful. So if you believe there's a change meant for you in your life, I hope this video provided you a fun perspective for you to take that leap, and to just shed light on what's possible for you. So if you enjoyed this video and this 5-step process on how to take a huge leap in your life, please hit subscribe. I'd love to share more experiences with you from my perspective, and along with the journal entries and journal prompts that I provide on a weekly basis. So follow me and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at Lit Perspectives. And I look forward to hearing from you and seeing you next week. Mwah! Have a great one. Bye.